What is up, boys? Welcome back to another episode of Farms Out. I want to say this is episode 20, actually. Our computer is still broken. We should get it back tomorrow, and I'm not going to have the pieces for a little bit because my back order actually got delayed. So it's a good thing I brought in my computer for fixing instead of just waiting for my pieces. If not, I'd be really toast right now. It's like the new Ryzen CPU coming out is just out of stock literally everywhere, and I thought Newegg was going to have it on the 13th. It did not have it on the 13th, so without further ado, we're just going to start going through our farms. We were not been on these a ton, just because obviously my computer doesn't work, and my computer is where I like to do all my stuff. It's like the central hub, so I'm just chronically touching grass when I don't have access to this. But we still got a couple questions. Thank you to y'all who comment and submit and like and all that stuff. That stuff really helps. It's hard to quantify it, you know, if you're not like a content creator. It's hard to be like, oh, like you guys literally don't understand. Like every piece of engagement is super useful. But you know, if you're not in the space, then you really can't understand. Like as a YouTuber, I guess like every time like I look at like, you know, one of my friends' videos or something like that, it's always like a like and comment. Like if you guys ever notice, like I don't watch like too much rock content, but like if I look at like Logic Bank, or I look at what's his name, like Schmuck, or I look at like Bus Driver or Redline, or like any of that, like every single time on any of their videos, like I'm commenting. Or even like Socks, right? And like, you know, Socks is sometimes not the nicest, but that's okay. You know, if I see like one of Socks' videos, I'll be like, oh, like good job, like you know, this and that, blah blah. Like always, you know, supporting your fellow content creators is really important in the space. Like if you know anything about it, you know, it's hard to make it out here. It's hard to make like a little scratch, hard to make your little bread, and the analytics really help, especially sponsors that are looking for you. Another thing, guys, I was actually invited. Oh, I guess you guys, this is the first time you guys are gonna hear about this because I haven't been live. I was invited to go record in China by another company, so that might happen. It might be 12 in China pretty soon. That would be pretty cool. Something that I expected to have on my 2024 bingo card. It's kind of last minute, if I'm being honest, but we'll see how it goes. I have like a few people that I'd like to see in mainland China if I go there, so it's kind of very exciting for me. I didn't expect to get an opportunity like this. You know, we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't fall through like the you know, the LA situation did, sadly. But this one I'm pretty confident in, so that seems pretty exciting. Anyway, let's get to the first question. First question is going to come from Nate JT1. Do you think that Alex is a decent investment for KvK2, considering the next infantry is far away, but could replace Alex in the LC March? I think Alex has already been replaced in the LC March. As far as I know, people are already using Wallace, and they consider it to be a decent upgrade over Alex. It's not like life or death. Like if you already have Alex, getting LC is a question, not like a certainty. It's not like, oh, like, get out of here, scrub, I can't believe you have that. But at the same time, like if you have like all your other marches done, it should be like a big consideration, like like when should I be phasing out Alex? So I think Alex is already kind of not the best investment. I'd say he's in the same place as YSG, but at the same time, like he doesn't give like economical advantage like YSG does. I can't really think of like a ton of things that I want Alex for if he's not pairing up directly with LC. So at the end of the day, like investing in Alex is not the worst thing you can do, especially with his double relic. He really is very strong. But on the flip side of that, I would like heavily consider like, am I going for the best march humanly possible as soon as I transition, or am I looking to go wide and I want a bunch of like KvK2 kills? And also you have to remember like auxiliary skills are there, Bastion skills are there, you know, you might migrate back still, even though I really hate it. So there are reasons why you might want Alex, but on the other side of that, like Alex is not going to be your best in slot. Next question is going to come from Blake Wire 386. Going to KvK3, is QB Joan a good first sock march, or should I go with Nevsky Joan? I'm only going to be running one march as KvK. Thank you so much for the comment. I really appreciate it. Again, all of you guys that comment, especially like questions that you'd normally ask on stream, I haven't been able to stream for a little bit because my computer's been you know, season out for a hot minute here. So while I'm replacing my stuff, asking here is a really good idea. Also, thank you so much to the people who are getting like off stream coaching. I can't do on stream right now. I know like some of you guys prefer the price just because it's a lot cheaper on stream, but I mean, if you guys still need coaching, I still am doing it. So shout out to you guys. I really appreciate that. That type of stuff really helps. So thank you so much. Where was I? So QB Joan or Nevsky Joan, the question as old as time. What I would do in this situation is I would pick up QB. Generally, I like QB if you have fewer marches, and I like Nevsky if you have more. If you're in a 5 march, Nevsky Joan is undoubtedly going to be better, right? Like bar none, I don't really think anybody's going to argue with that, just because the 45% health debuff is absolutely bonkers. For a singular march, QB is really awesome, and he's great for chaining, so he's got good economical value. He can start to pay himself back, and at the same time, you can run, I believe, your best in slot cavalry march. At the end of the day, like the Nevsky pickup here, you could regret a little bit while you're transitioning, but the QB invest you'll never regret. Like there's never a point, I don't know anybody that's picked up QB that's gone, wow, like this was a mistake. Like I hate QB. So I just pick up the QB Joan in that case. But overall, if you got the Nevsky, like you wouldn't be like tearing up about it, but I think the QB is definitely the better pick. The next question came from Jay Grays. 07. What do you think about dueling T1s to get rewards at the end of KvK rewards? Some KDs don't like profiles with lots of T1 kills, so I don't care, I'm no whale either. But when the war is over, it is not worth to waste resources and speed ups when T1s get you rewards. At the end of the day, like you should not be trading higher than T1s. It will help your profile look better, but if you're ever found feeding T4s specifically, that is not a reputation that leaves you earlier. A reputation that leaves you easily, especially if you've annoyed some people in the game. Like I know of a couple people that that feed I know people that stack their deaths and people that fed T1s, or not T1s, but like fed like T4s and T5s to try and get away with it, especially during like certain events, like kill events. They'd be looking to specifically feed like T5s and stuff to boost their stats. And on one hand, while like some events might be better with that, like if somebody figures that out, you're kind of cooked. So me personally, feeding T1s is probably fine. I would just like carry them on your account. As long as you have like billions of KP, like nobody's really going to care. Like it's not that big of a deal. It is a little bit embarrassing if somebody calls you out for it, but at the same time, like most of the people calling you out for it are going to have probably within like 2 to 4 bill KP, and their accounts are going to be like 5 years old usually, right? So it's going to be like people who have played for a while enough to have a decent amount of KP, who have not fed to progress their account like a decent amount, because, you know, feeding is good for, you know, people that can't make it every KvK, which if somebody's been playing for like 5 years and only has 2 bill KP, they have not made it every KvK, which is fine, by the way. Like everybody has like real life stuff to handle. I would be aware of that. I would be aware of that. So getting T1 kills is probably fine. Not a big deal as long as you're going to be putting in work later. And the final question here is going to come from Red and Blue 7651, and he says, how important is winning KvK 1 and 2? Winning KvK 1 and 2 is kind of crucial for your account. I would say if you're free to play, especially if you're a spender, you might be able to get away with it. But KvK 1 and 2, I believe they have an invading Z4, and that means that if you don't have access to every zone, you're kind of cooked. You just need to be able to like chain and gather gems like the whole KvK. If you actually get the Zig or not, that's not that big of a deal. Like when I say win, you just have to be on the winning side. You don't have to be actually winning. And like the winning side, like if you lose some of the map like a week out, that might not be a huge deal. But like if you're cooked from the start, like, you know, you have like 2 T5s and they have all the T5s, like that's a really big deal. Another thing is like the amount of gold chests you're getting is really important. If you're getting like 6 gold chests a day minimum, then if you're losing KvK 1, it's much less impactful than like, let's say if you have like 1 T5 and you're getting like 3 gold chests a week, then yeah, losing KvK is a lot bigger deal. Usually it's losing KvK itself in a vacuum is tough on your account. It's not good, but it's more of the things that come along with losing KvK 1, like mass migration out, like lack of trust and leadership, a lot of players quitting, a lot less spending, just like a lot of stuff happens as a consequence of losing KvK 1 to where you usually just want to get out of there. Is losing KvK 1 or 2 like that bad specifically? Losing KvK 1 is kind of apocalyptic for your account. You really want to make sure it's not that hard to win KvK 1. You just go to the Rising Star Kingdom before your 10 mil power, generally, and then you just soak up gold chests and win. Like you don't have to fight too much, nothing too much has to happen. Everybody generally just goes to the winning king. KvK 2 is a little harder to win, and if you lose that, like I wouldn't be sobbing necessarily, but like obviously, you know, you'd look to pull a Dubsky out of that one. Anyway. So I hope that answered your question, and thank you so much for submitting questions. Thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing. All that stuff really helps. We hit 18,000 subs, so thank you so much for that, guys. That's a really, I guess, like a humbling thing. I wasn't really looking too hard for it, just because obviously we've been super inactive for the last couple months. So thank you so much, guys. I appreciate that a lot. You know, next goal, hopefully 20K would be really nice. Thank you so much for watching. Liking, commenting, subscribing would help a lot. If you guys want to help support the channel, especially, you know, as we get like our computer repaired and everything situated while we cannot stream, donating to the Streamlabs link in the description below helps an absolute ton. If you guys would like coaching, remember it's $35 for an on-stream session, $75 for an off-stream session. I am on a different setup, so I don't have my little banner, but we are still doing coaching, and if you want that, please go to the Discord in the description below and make a ticket. Other than that, guys, I will see y'all later. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.